Loremaster, do you know what your greatest failure was? It wasn't the machines, it wasn't the laboratories, it wasn't even the countless experiments that consumed your attention. It was convincing yourself that every terrible thing you did was acceptable because you called it progress. You overthrew hell and remade it in your own image. An entire realm became your laboratory. Ancient traditions, old loyalties, and countless lives were cast aside so you could satisfy your endless curiosity. You looked upon the world and saw not people, but variables, not lives, but data, not souls, but test subjects. And whenever your ambitions demanded sacrifice, you never hesitated. Then there is Lucifer, the queen of hell, the ruler who once commanded respect throughout an entire realm. What became of her under your reign? The servant, the shadow of what she once was. Every task she performs stands as a reminder that the throne no longer belongs to her. Every day is another monument to the world you tore down and replaced with your own. Yet somehow you never stopped to ask why anyone would resent you for it. And then there is me. Once I had a life. Once I had a future. Once I had a body that was my own. Then you changed that. Your experiments, your ambition, your obsession with discovery twisted me into this monstrous thing. Look at me. This is your achievement. About 7 octillion molecules hold this body together. 7 octillion. And every single one of them is a reminder of what you took away. Every fragment of this warped form remembers what it used to be. Every second I exist is proof of the damage left behind by your curiosity. But do you know what makes all of this even worse? The lie you tell yourself every day. Even now, after everything you have done, you still cling to the fantasy that you are some kind of undercover angel, the secret force for good, the misunderstood guardian working toward a noble purpose. You tell yourself that story because the truth is far less comforting. An angel would not seize a kingdom and reshape it for personal ambition. An angel would not reduce lives to experiments. An angel would not transform people without regard for the consequences. An angel would not look upon suffering and see opportunity. Yet you did, all of it, and still you hide behind the illusion that somewhere beneath the wreckage lies righteousness. There isn't. The undercover angel you imagine yourself to be does not exist. It never existed. It is a fantasy you created so you would never have to face what you became. Because if you looked honestly at the world around you, you would see it. You would see Lucifer's fallen throne. You would see the people whose lives were twisted by your ambitions. You would see the countless victims left behind by your pursuit of knowledge. You would see me, and you would finally understand. You are not a guardian. You are not a hero. You are not carrying out some divine mission. You are simply Loremaster, a brilliant mind so consumed by its own ambitions that it stopped seeing people as people. That is why so many hate you. Not because you sought knowledge, but because you abandoned wisdom. Because you abandoned responsibility. Because you convinced yourself that intelligence excused cruelty. You seized hell and called it progress. You transformed lives and called it discovery. You justified every consequence with another theory, another calculation, another experiment. Yet beneath all your accomplishments lies the same truth. You hurt people. You changed lives without consent. You treated living beings as pieces in a puzzle that only you cared about solving. And the worst part is that you would probably defend every moment of it. You would explain it, rationalize it, categorize it, reduce suffering to numbers and loss to data. You would write down every broken life in a notebook and call it research. That is why I stand against you. Not only for myself, not only for what you made me become, but for everyone whose life was shattered by your obsession. For every victim, for every broken future, for every person who never had the chance to choose, for every soul left behind in the wake of your ambitions. You may call yourself Loremaster, you may command laboratories, machines, and the remnants of hell itself. But no title, no invention, and no achievement can erase the damage you have caused. Because in the end, all your genius ever proved was how much destruction can be created by a person who becomes so obsessed with understanding everything that they forget how to care about anyone.